Hello, OTemp YouTube video watcher. Today we're going to be taking a look at how I like to tank Unchained, Blackrose Prison, whatever you want to call it, BRP. Me and a group of friends, you can actually see them in the video, Tag and Rockantune and myself. We pumped out 9 Unchained clears in probably about a month. And so for a whole month straight, all I did was just tank BRP. I never got to DD, I never got to heal, I never got to do anything. So I have a lot of experience, and I wanted to get on here and make a video about all of the things, hopefully teach new tanks who might be a little frightened of BRP and be like, hey, this is a full video of exactly what I did, and it's explained. Bam, here you go, watch it and learn. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna look at Unchained. We're gonna see how I did it. I'm pretty consistent with everything that I do. We had a way of doing things. We had a strat. We followed it. We did it the same way every time. There are obviously going to be a billion different ways that you can do all of this. Don't listen to everything I have to say. You can do whatever you want. I'm just showing you how I did it, and how I did it consistently. And don't worry about the sets or anything like that. The subclasses, actually the current patch right now, we're not even subclassing anymore. So I wouldn't worry too much about stuff like that, the logistical side of things. I would recommend that you play a warden, whether it be a subclass warden or a pure class warden. And I'll get to that later, but definitely recommend having Winter's Embrace skill line at the very minimum. Let's go ahead and start the video and stop taking up too much time in the beginning. Okay, let's go. Let's watch.
So when you drop in the tank video there, Tom?
First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to the center of the arena, and you can see I'm already doing it. The first cast that I have even made since I stepped in is I'm placing, you can't even hardly see it, but on Warden, they have a skill called Frozen Retreat, something like that, Frozen Device. I don't know exactly what it is, but you'll see it here. I'll go ahead and let it play out. When I have time to... Okay, you place a rune on the floor, a white frost rune, and you can place 3 of these. So I place 1, 2, 3 over there, and you're not even gonna be able to see it because I turned around immediately. But what they do is they're a chain. They're like Silver Leash, but it's the Warden's like class chain, except it's not a chain, right? It's a circle on the ground. It's not like a physical, like I'm leashing them to me. It just kind of like if a target stands in the rune, they get pulled to me, and I'm able to pre-place 3 of those at a time. And the cool thing in Blackrose is the enemies will get pulled to me before they even spawn out of their portal, which makes it incredibly useful. Like I don't see how you could do Unchained quickly without having a warden doing this. Like there's no way. Whether it be subclass and you have Winter's Embrace, or pure class warden brings some cool stuff too. I just don't see how you could do a really, really fast Unchained and not have that skill. Like you're gonna see behind me, I'm gonna have all 3 of the little ads immediately before their bodies are even there. They're gonna get pulled to the center. And then as soon as they get pulled, I'm gonna place my next set of 3 on the next set of ads.
Oh, it'll have to be so long too, probably.
It'd be so long.
Right now, do you see these little like frost auras right behind my character? They haven't even spawned in yet. The portals are still there. The ads are not here. You can't see them. And yet my frozen portals behind me have already pulled in 3 enemies. If you were doing this with any other class, you would have to individually, 1 GCD at a time, grab each individual ad, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would take you 6 seconds when me doing this, I've already pulled in 3 and it's going to take me another 3 seconds to get this. I've cut the time in half, literally cut the time in half. And that's going to go for like the entire all arenas. I can do this the entire raid of Blackrose. Really extremely helpful stuff. And so I was able to get 3 in and place another 2 warden portals before these guys even spawned in. I missed one, but it was supposed to work. My bad. Yeah, so the biggest thing I can tell you is learn how to use that skill effectively. And now the other thing too, you're going to have to memorize where all of these ads spawn, and you're not going to get it the first try. You might not even get it the second, third, fourth, or fifth. It gets easier. The more you do it, it's the same every time. The ads will always spawn the exact same places every single time. So if you just hammer it into your head, oh, they spawn here, so I'm going to place my warden portal here, you're going to have a lot easier of a time doing Blackrose. Let me just go ahead and rewind it so I can give you a better... we're going to watch the whole thing back.
So when you drop
First
the
round of trash,
temp,
we're getting 3 different ads on the left and the right side. I like to pull them into the middle. You can pull them wherever you want, but I like to pull them into the middle because why not? After this, we're gonna get more ads that spawn on the side. You can see as these ads are dying, I'm now pre-buffing my warden runes where they're gonna spawn at. And then we're going to get a big cleaver at entrance where we came in at. So I'm just pre-buffing my portals, and they've all came in. All 3 of the little ads came in already. And so now I'm just going to go and grab the other guy. Other groups, I don't know. I mean, I've had groups pull everything to the cleaver. I had a lot more fun just staying in the middle and dragging the cleaver here. Like I said before, there's a million ways to do it. I have my reasons, but it really doesn't matter. While the cleaver's dying, I'm getting ready for the next round. I'm always preemptively placing portals. I'm always getting those ready to go to make everything go so much faster. The faster ads get in, the faster they die, and the easier your Unchained clear is going to be. More ads on the side. All 3 of them have already been pulled in, and now I get to focus on the big guy. Okay, that was our first trash round. Done. Finished. Big thing, okay, if we're being thorough, which we should be, I should go ahead and tell you what all of the ads do.
it'd be so long.
That way you know what's important. So at the very start, I mean, we're gonna see there are Imperial foot soldiers. You can see 1, 2, 3 of those. You can see 1, 2. There's 3 archers and 3 foot soldiers. The foot soldiers are just little dudes. They're little tiny ads. They don't really do much. They are able to charge a heavy attack at players, and if they're untaunted, they may or may not do a heavy attack on a DD, and they may or may not die. It's kind of questionable, but most of the time, 9 times out of 10, foot soldiers are not going to be a really big issue, and you shouldn't really have to taunt them half the time. The archers do get a little annoying if you, on their own, they don't do anything at all. They're such a non-threat. But sometimes they can do a skill called taking aim, where they do this long channel. They like charge up their bow super crazy, and then when they finally let it out, it one-shots DDs and healers. You get a codes combat alert for that, I think. So like, I mean, come on, just roll it. but if you're really good at chaining or doing the frozen portal thing on Warden, they kind of just die before they even do taking aim, so it's not a big deal. So in general, archers and foot soldiers, the little dudes, they don't matter. They don't do too much, and they're not really something to worry about. So I wouldn't worry about it. Biggest thing that you can do to help your team with those guys is just make sure that they get in quickly so that they can die super fast before they even have an opportunity to do anything crazy. The next thing that we need to look at is a cleaver. This is one of the big ads that is actually, you know, gonna be tough on you and your team. They don't really do much, honestly. Like, he's got more health than everything else. He stuns people. I don't really even know that he has any cleave. Honestly, I think the foot soldier is a little bit more scary than the cleaver. um, sorry, I lied to you there. My bad. Now this guy, the Dread Knight, this is the toughest enemy that you're going to encounter in this arena, other than the boss. These guys actually are kind of an issue. They can lava whip you, which counts as a heavy attack. They can do an actual heavy attack. I think they can. Now I'm not 100% sure, but I seem to remember them being able to like cast talons on you and chain you down to the floor, but I don't know that for a fact. They can do a fire breath conal. Pretty much, the Dread Knights are definitely something to watch out for. You hold them, make sure they're taunted, block while you're holding them, and aim them away from group. It's really easy for the group to just stand behind them whenever they're out. Just make sure that you're not moving the breath around all crazy. I don't even know if we got a breath out, but it's fine. We can look at it later. But that's like, there's only one more ad that we haven't seen. We're gonna see it in like 2 seconds. You can see again, I'm pre-placing warden portals. That way the ads immediately come in. So already here, our last dude that's gonna come in, or the last type of enemy that we're gonna see here, is a mage, and I'm not even looking at him. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not even looking at him. I'm just too worried about pre-placing my portals. Well, okay, they're called an incinerator or a mage, whatever you want to call it, Imperial Incinerator. They're just a high health ad with a staff. They're a ranged ad, so if you want them to move anywhere, you have to run far away. You can't chain them. So definitely just like they're only able to be range stacked. Normally, you would like to stack on top of these guys. Like right here, we knew where it spawned. So instead of trying to drag it somewhere else, it just made sense to pre-buff on it at the start of the pull. That way it died, and then we can move about our business. If we could chain them, then it wouldn't be that bad, but we can't, so
Kind of.
it's whatever. They have a very rough ability where they start a channeled attack where they just start spewing a bunch of fucking fireballs at everybody in the team. It's not really that bad. Like, technically, I'm pretty sure your healer can just heal you out of it if you have a healer. I know a lot of groups these days like to do 3 DDs. In that case, they are actually a bit of a nuisance. Like, the fireballs kind of hurt, and if you don't have a healer, you might end up having one of your DDs dot out. So making sure that they're interrupted or just killed before they can do that mechanic is definitely super helpful. Like in that one, we just killed it as soon as it spawned, so wasn't a very big deal. This part, immediately after that first mage, you're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ads. This is like the most ads you're gonna have to chain the entire Blackrose Prison Arena. It's like this is the part where everybody does BRP XP farms. They do this round because it has the most amount of ads, and they just do it on repeat. We're not doing this for XP. We just have 8 ads that we need to chain in and kill, and it's kind of annoying. Now, like I said before, with Warden Portals, I'm able to pre-buff 3 of them, and then it's going to take me another... So if there's 8 ads, and I can pre-buff 3, and it's going to take me another 5 seconds minimum to get everything else in. If you were doing this with just chains alone, you would have to spend 8 seconds plus chaining each individual ad to the center, and it's just really slow and it takes forever. I love Warden Portals. I'm a Warden Portal believer. It's my favorite skill in the entire game. Except for when it doesn't work, because oh my god, sometimes it doesn't work. But let's not talk about that right now. Yep, pre-buffing my warden portals before the ads even spawn. That's what I love about it. I'm able to just get things in super quick. The quicker they get in, the faster they die, the less problem they cause. Here's a Dread Knight. Maybe we're actually going to be able to see the breath or anything. Yes. Okay, so Fiery Breath. He'll start the Fiery Breath. We're able to move out of it. Like, it won't move with us. It just stays wherever he started it at. So, I mean, and you saw my team. They just kind of stood behind him, and it wasn't a big deal. Literally nothing happened. Those guys are so not scary as long as you're not aiming them into your group. We're going to get I think it's a Cleaver. Pre-buffing my portals. See, now this is a case where Warden Portal just kind of didn't go off. Sometimes, and I'm not entirely sure why, but sometimes Warden Portals don't work. And I think that it's either caused by terrain issues in certain cases, or in this case, I think I was too far from the target. And if you're too far, he just doesn't get pulled in. I mean, I don't really know a way around that other than I could have just angled myself closer to him. But I mean, it happens like that. It'd be like that. But I still love Warden Portals, man. Next spot, do you see a mage is spawning here? And like we talked about earlier, I can't chain them. I can't, moving them takes a lot of difficulty. So we just stack on it. Like, it spawns here, so we're just going to pre-buff it and kill it where it spawns before it does anything. Not that they're particularly hard, it's just, it's easiest to do it that way. Okay, now this is a very, like, you got to be doing a bunch of stuff here. You're going to get sorry, this is a terrible camera angle. A Dread Knight, a Cleaver, an Incinerator, and 3 Archers. So it's pretty loaded. You're loaded with big ads. You're loaded with tiny ads that you need to chain in. The first thing that I would do in this case, on this specific stack, is grab your Cleaver. Should already be taunted. He was from the last wave. We can go ahead and rewind this. Okay, so at this point, a mage spawns. We're pre-buffed on it, and we're killing it. Cool. Now across the way, we get a Cleaver. So we're going to drag this Cleaver to the next mage spawn. But he should already be taunted at this point. So not a big deal. And they don't have cleave or anything like that. Like, they don't do anything crazy. But he does need to be taunted. That way he's not light attacking DDs. So he's grabbed. Cool. Next, you're going to want to grab... I guess you don't have to taunt the Incinerator. I don't really think I do in this pull. I probably don't. But there will be a Dread Knight. I do taunt the Incinerator, actually. So taunt the Incinerator, the Cleaver, and the Dread Knight. And just stack on the mage. Because like we talked about before, the Incinerator, I mean, there's no reason not to stack on it. Like 9 times out of 10, moving it is going to be way much more effort than just bringing everything to it. And then, so once you've gotten your Dread Knight and your Cleaver like 100% taunted, then you can worry about doing your Warden Portals. But I would, definitely focus on getting the big stuff taken care of before you worry about the little stuff. An Archer in the middle of nowhere should not be a very big problem in your Unchained clear. You kind of just get it when you have the free time to do so. That was probably like one of the hardest parts of the entire first arena, and it wasn't really hard. So, yeah, this one's pretty sleeper. There's nothing going on. Pre-buffing my portals. Literally nothing going on here. Some Cleavers, but we've already talked about it. The Cleavers are fucking boring. They don't do anything. There's no cleave. There's nothing to worry about. Now, this part right here, this is actually a semi-difficult part. And I'm going to be really transparent here. I don't know the best way to do this. I'm sure that there are better ways of doing it than what I like to do. Well, I'm 100% certain. What you could do is you could split up and maybe have like one DD go to one mage and another DD go to another mage. You could try range stacking both of them to where they maybe come into the middle if you stand at entrance. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the best way to do it. The problem is there's 2 mage spawns, looks like 2 archers and a cleaver. I have my team behind me. You can't see them because I'm looking away. They're pre-buffing a mage spawn, so they're gonna kill that first one. But then there is gonna be another mage that spawns directly across the way, and you can see him now. I like to bring him over here, so I will grab taunt, and then or well, okay, I lied to you, but in this pull I kept him here. I think that's what we transitioned into doing. We just leave him in the center and the group can come move to me. But what I used to do is I would taunt him. Sorry, I skipped a little too far back. So right where the group is. Fuck, dude, I'm actually so stupid. Let's go back. My bad, I'm so sorry. So right here, as this cleaver is about to die, my group is already pre-buffed here where I'm standing. This is where the first mage spawns. So they're just gonna kill that mage. And what I used to do is I would grab the incinerator and drag him all the way as close as I could get. He'll probably land somewhere in the middle. You can't get him all the way, so I guess that's why I stopped trying. It's like I'll taunt him and keep him in the center. I grab my cleaver and I just make the group transition to center. There may be better ways of doing it, like split DDs and taking out both of the mages could be definitely faster. I don't know. This is just how I did it. And honestly, none of these ads are that hard. So it worked out for my team very well. Like this was not a problem. Very last trash pack of this arena, 2 Dread Knights, 2 archers.
Crash before boss.
I've already got my warden portals like out of the way before everything spawned.
Knights have been at least us.
The boss is gonna spawn in the middle. So if you're interested in doing like acuity burns or any type of like fast BRP boss, it's probably preferable that you hold the ads where the boss is going to spawn. So I know boss is gonna be mid, so I'm just gonna hold these 2 Dread Knights mid. That way the DDs and the healer are already where they need to be, ready to pre-buff the boss.
Pre-buff.
Now, like I said at the very beginning of the video, don't worry about what sets I'm wearing, what skills I'm doing, the subclasses. Don't worry about anything that my group comp is doing. That's not my job to teach you that. You can go figure that out with your team, whatever you want. Do whatever you feel is best. So just don't worry about what we're doing. I had banner on. You can't see it because the video player's in the way. But I was doing magic banner for my group for boss burns because I thought it was pretty funny. Okay, so boss is spawning. This is Battle Mage and Nodius. She actually hurts quite a bit. She's kind of fucking ouch a little bit. Only her heavies. Other than that, she kind of just stands in the center of the arena. There's nothing for you to do. You could honestly parse tank this if you wanted to. But I'm just going to hold her center. I'm going to keep my buffs and debuffs. So there's a heavy attack. If you take an unblocked heavy, you may or may not die. Now, I also think that you should know... See, I don't know if any console people are going to watch this. On PC, there's an add-on called Blackrose Prison Helper. It gives you a lot of alerts that aren't available from other standard add-ons like Code's combat alerts. I don't know why. I don't know why Codes doesn't give you alerts for BRP. It should, but it doesn't. So definitely get Blackrose Prison Helper and train your eye to look at the new alerts that you're given. Like, you'll see it soon. Right in front of my screen, where my cursor is circling under Battle Mage and Odious and above my nameplate, it says in purple letters HA and then 1.4. That is the alert that I get from Blackrose Prison Helper telling me that there is a heavy attack being casted on me. That's all I get. It's not much. I wish it was bigger. I wish it was like the size of a Codes Combat alert and had the bar and everything. But this is just what you have to deal with, I guess. Blackrose Prison Helper handshake. But yeah, the boss doesn't do anything. And in our group, we did an acuity burn, so she died in less than 20 seconds. Because actually, this is one of our fastest ones. With 3 DDs, I'm pretty sure you can do it faster to where she doesn't even do the meteors, but I guess I should show you this. So right here, this meteor phase, so what's gonna happen is she's gonna spawn like 4 different meteors, maybe more. At least 1 meteor on each player. And even if the boss dies, the meteors still come down. All you have to do is block. There's nothing that you can really do as a tank. Like you it's not your job to worry about meteor phase. You kind of just want to stand still and make sure that you're not like, so like the meteor will move with you. I mean, you can't hardly see it. I mean, you can see it now. So like my meteor would have like landed at the door. During the boss, try not to move. Just keep your meteor still and let the DDs figure out what they need to do. But I mean, it doesn't hurt. I've seen DDs take unblocked meteors and it's not a really big deal. They shouldn't, but they do. Yeah, that's, you don't have to worry about that. Really easy boss. I mean, the boss took like 5 seconds. The trash wasn't very hard. Not much to it. I don't have anything worth mentioning for the run between, other than, I mean, if you really care about score, you should make like a fast movement setup, like something with Wild Hunt. But like, I mean, if you're just going for Unchained, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so this is the second arena. This one's all about animals and poison and plants and stuff like that. The Hall of Beasts. This one's really hard, in my opinion. It's quite difficult. Definitely probably gonna have a lot of resets if you're progging Unchained at this arena. And I'll say it again, I'll say it a billion times. I don't know the best way to do everything. I'm just showing you how I do it. My group liked to stay closer to the exit the entire time. Not directly on top of the exit door, but about where I'm standing right now is a good spot. And the reason for that, for one, the ads don't spawn at entrance. They pretty much every single time will spawn at exit. So there's no reason for us to even be at entrance. The fight, everything would just take longer to kill. So we'd like to be here, but we don't like to be directly at the door, and I'll tell you why. You can see this giant netch, the huge bull netch. It has this big AoE there, you can see it. If anybody's in that giant massive AoE, they get poisoned, and the poison dot will end up killing a DD or a healer within probably less than 5 seconds, probably less than 4. It starts taking like 10k, 16k, 20k, and you know what I mean? Like, it's super quick, and it should be avoided at all costs. Being under a netch as a DD and a healer is the worst thing that can happen. If you're a tank, you can get by. I have been poisoned by a netch plenty of times, numerous times. And as long as your healer's healing, if you have one, even, I like to play with a healer in Blackrose, but other groups don't. Other groups like to have 3 DDs. But as long as the healer's got heals up and you've got your heals up and you're aware that you're poisoned and taking 16k a second, you can heal through it. But for a DD and a healer, they're gonna immediately die. Within like 4 seconds, they just fall over. So everybody avoid giant netches. Never be anywhere close to them. But yeah, oh, okay. I should I should tell you what all the ads do, like I did for the first arena. This one has a lot of tiny ads, same as the first. They're not too important on their own, but they can all add up in this arena. Okay, we can see a hackwing and spiders. Spiders are probably the least threatening ad in here. They're very low priority. They're ranged ads. They're never gonna walk in all the way on their own. They like to stay super far away. So you are gonna have to chain them. Warden Portal, of course, my favorite skill. The Hackwings, however, are the complete opposite. They will leap and fly directly towards your group. Like they immediately will start flying towards you. They're not actually that much of a threat. They stun you. Like if they come at you and like they're gonna fucking dive bomb you. They're actually really annoying. If you're fate carvering as a arc DD, you're just gonna get knocked over, and that's not really a big deal. Like that's not gonna ruin Unchained. So yeah, spiders and hackwings, not really a big deal. Wouldn't worry about them. But spiders are ranged ads. You're definitely gonna want to chain those. Hackwings, they're gonna come in on their own, so it doesn't matter. Neither of them need to really be taunted. I wouldn't worry too much about that. The next set, though, we're gonna get to see a Horver and a Crocodile. So a Horver is a little tick bug, about the same size as a spider. They're very small, but they have a conal AoE focused on whoever they're taunted to. It may or may not one-shot ADD, may or may not, depends on if you've got all your resolve and full health and all that stuff. Horver AoEs are very bad. So, but here's the thing. I mean, what have we talked about so far? Placing warden portals all over the place, and then everything gets stacked immediately. You don't really have time to taunt Horvers. Like if I'm being so truthful with you, I don't think I ever taunt Horvers in a standard run of Blackrose, because they just kind of get chained in and they die. Now, one thing I will mention, like scribing chains, silver leash, anything like that, regular chain skills will taunt stuff that you chain in. Warden portals, however, do not do that. Everything brought in by a warden portal is going to get brought in and be untaunted. So you do run the risk there of something getting pulled in immediately and then doing, like a Horver, for example, getting pulled in and immediately doing a conal. That's kind of just the price you have to pay for doing business, in my opinion. Because, like, I would rather skill check the DDs than have stuff come in late and then possibly kill me later. I don't know. This is the Horver AoE, by the way. You can barely see it. Like, it's very small, but it is kind of brutal on DDs. The crocodiles, though, these are the killers. These are 100% the killers. If you need to be scared of anything in this arena, any little ad, it's definitely a crocodile. They have a little bit more health, like probably 3 times the health of a spider. So they're a little beefy. They're not really a giant ad, but they're definitely a little beefy. They, if left untaunted, can do this crushing chomp heavy. Does quite a bit of damage to a DD. They also have a conal. I want to see right there. Bam, cool. The crocodile is gonna like tail swipe. This will one-shot ADD. It just will. And it sucks because it comes out really quick. You don't really get too much of an alert for it. Best thing that your DDs can do is have a brain, have some eyes, and look around and see, oh, there's a crocodile. Let me not stand on my tank. You know, make sure that the crocodiles are taunted and try your best if possible, to not aim them directly at group. But I mean, you're gonna be doing a lot of moving around in this arena anyway, so I think that you should just, you know, keep them taunted. Tell your group to deal with it. Honestly, you know what I mean. That's it's been working for me so far. Just have a group that's not stupid. Next cool thing, we got a new ad, a Beastmaster Handler. So, these are the archers. They are, you can't chain them in. You have to range taunt them, or range stack pull them in. So what I like to do, since they spawn at that very exit door, or at least this one did. You remember we talked about before, I don't like to have my group go all the way to the exit door. It's unsafe. There are niches there sometimes. So what I like to do is I will taunt this guy and then run away so that he gets pulled into the safe zone in the middle where my group is standing. And then it's not a big deal. And then we have nothing to worry about. Getting stuff out of that corner, out of that exit door area, is probably going to be really beneficial for you. If you spend all of your time back there, chances are probably you or somebody else is definitely going to get netch poisoned, and you're just going to have to reset. So as much time as you can spend away from the giant netches, the better off you're going to be. And I mean, like, I don't even taunt these hack wings or anything. The crocodiles need to stay taunted, but the hack wings, no. The spiders, no. Horvers, probably not. Crocodiles and archers are the only things that really, really need to be taunted so far. One last thing. This conal that the Beastmaster Handler is shooting at me, this can shoot anywhere, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's guaranteed to shoot at the tank every time. It might be. I really can't remember, actually, off the top of my head. But that's a one-shot for DDs. It can be. If it doesn't kill you, it puts a dot on you that is just as deadly as the netch poison. So, like, if a DD stands in those, they're probably going to die and you're going to have to reset. But I don't really think there's anything that you can do as a tank about it. I think they kind of just shoot those anywhere. I don't know that for a fact, though, so don't fact check me. I'm sorry. But they're not really that big of a deal. I mean, you just saw they kind of just, he stood there and the light attacks don't hurt. I mean, the biggest thing is getting him out of that corner, out of that exit doorway.
I kind of don't want to run this more than once.
Next thing,
So, like, get it real quick.
I don't think there's anything else to talk about. You see, I didn't taunt any of those little ads. None of them. I warden portaled them in, and that was it. Spiders, horvers, and hackwings, they're not really that big of a deal. Now, the next ad that we're going to see is a big deal. It's the Hajmoda. He spawns at exit, and he's huge, and he's deadly. This guy will cause resets if your group is not smart. There's a couple of ways of dealing with it. I mean, like I said before, I'll say it again, I'll say it a billion times. I don't know the best way to do things. This is just how I like to do it. Make sure you have it taunted for one. Like, number one thing, grab it first. This is his first attack, or sorry, not his first. But one of the attacks we're seeing is Shockwave. He digs his head under the ground, and after like a second or two, he's gonna lift it up, and a bunch of little circles are going to shoot across the arena. Bam, you just saw it. DDs can get one shot by those circles. Seen it before, it's happened plenty of times. You can, as a tank, I'm trying to keep this tank centered. I keep thinking of, like, I need to tell you everything, but I don't. As a tank, what you can do to prevent DD deaths, aim it away from group. So you can see what I did was I taunted it, and then I'm trying to drag it away from exit door, and then I'm turning it around so that Shockwave doesn't go towards my DDs. They can stand behind it and just not get affected by it at all. The front of a Hajmoda is always going to be the worst spot to stand for your group. So like I said, turn it around if you have the time, or just tell your DDs to dodge roll the shockwave. But I like turning it around. If I'm trying to make things safer for my team, I try to limit the mistakes that they can make. And so turning it around just makes a lot of sense for me. We got another archer. I skipped over it, but I taunted him and I pulled him away from the exit door. Same thing we did with the last one. Next round, we're getting trolls. Trolls as well as a bunch of little ads that don't matter. These guys, they are not that big of a problem. They do have a couple slam attacks that will kill DDs if they're too close. In my group, they die before they even get the slam off, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, definitely don't stand on top of your group with a troll like I just did. You know, taunt it, bring it in, turn it away. And then you can see right here, let's go back. So at this point in the fight, there's going to be a troll and an archer. I tell my team to focus the troll first while I stack the archer. But I'm going to taunt the troll, taunt the archer, and then I'm going to run away from the archer. That way the archer comes into the safe spot where my DDs are stacked at, and then I bring the troll back. See, he did a little slam thing, a little conal. You could barely see it. It happened super quick. But honestly, the trolls aren't really that big of a deal. Just make sure that you're not like trying to kill your team with them. Keep them taunted and try to keep them facing away from your group. Bunch of ads. I taunted the two crocodiles. You don't really need to taunt anything else. Okay, so this is probably the hardest part of hardest part of the second arena. It's gonna be a lot to go through. Yeah, this one's kind of rough. Okay, cool. So you get two Beastmaster handlers, two archers. They're gonna spawn at opposite ends of the arena. You're also gonna get a spider standing at each one of them and a spider spawning at exit. And then the very last thing that's gonna spawn is a giant Wamasu. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different ads that you need to take care of, with 3 of them being super elite enemies, and the other 3 are just like little spiders that don't matter. If I had to give you any advice, the spiders can be left for last if you want. Like we said before, they don't really do too much. They're gonna you need to chain them in, but like they're definitely like your lowest priority thing, so don't even worry about it. The two archers and the Wamasu, like I said before, I'll say it again, blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? We've already been down that road. There's a billion ways to do it. I got pretty used to taunting both of the archers and then taunting the Wamasu, because the weird part is the two archers will spawn first. The Wamasu doesn't spawn at the same time as the archers, or at least as far as I'm aware. I don't think they do. So archers first, and then I turn around and I grab the Wamasu, and then off the bat I'm going to try stacking both of the archers in the middle. And the way that you need to do that is, so like you have both of them taunted. I'm currently not doing anything right now, like a fucking idiot. Okay, so I'm running to one side so that the archer will come follow me. He's not, because he's channeling like a goober. Nothing went good for me here. This was very unfortunate. Okay, so I got one in, and now time for the next one. And I didn't even mention it, but I tell my DDs to focus the Wamasu first. He's kind of a big threat, kind of a big deal. He can do some things that one-shot DDs, but if they focus him first while you're worrying about the archers, then he dies pretty quick, and he doesn't actually turn out to be that big of a deal. But yes, so I get my archers stacked. And then I actually, this is where the boss is gonna spawn at, a little off center. But yeah, I mean, I'm just, once you get to this point, like once you've stacked them, it's not very hard. But getting them stacked while holding the Wamasu and running across the arena both different directions, it can be a little difficult, you know, a little confusing at times. But once you've done it a couple times, like, it gets easier. It's the same thing every time. Blackrose is really cool like that, where nothing changes. Once you've done it the first time, you've done it all times. So it's very good.
Free buff on me.
This boss, if you're doing it fast, is probably the easiest boss in the entire raid. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really do anything. If you're doing it slow, this is probably, in my opinion, the hardest boss of the entire raid. I mean, I highly recommend, if you're gonna do Unchained, do it with high damage. Doing Unchained with low damage is gonna cause you nothing but a headache. In this group, I think we did acuity burn here as well. Dropping ultis and nuking the boss. He just kind of stands here and we kill him, and there's nothing to it. Some ads spawn, and I could tell you what they do. I really could. But I mean, come on, dude. Why, if you're gonna play with people who have low damage, like, come on, man, get a better team, or at least tell them to fucking do better. I don't know. Listen, I'm saying that as a joke, but still, this fight with low damage is just, I don't even think I would want to do Unchained if I had to do this fight the real way. But in this group, you just do a ton of damage and the boss dies, and that's it. You avoid these niches that float around. That's it. There's nothing else that happens. He's gonna spawn a troll, a Hajmoda, and a Wamasu, and a bunch of spiders. But as soon as the boss dies, everything goes away. Everything disappears. So you don't even have to worry. And I don't know. I don't have footage of a slow boss fight for this guy. So here's my advice. Here's my advice. Do more damage to the point where you don't have to. So if this guy teleports away, he moves. So he just magically like teleports to different parts of the arena. If he does that, then your damage is too low. I don't know what to tell you. I would highly recommend learning how to do mech acuity burns here. Getting some bursty, everybody dropping an ulti type setups, because there's no point in doing this fight if you're gonna do it slow. It just makes it 10 times harder.
Nice. I don't know why my acuity.
I apologize that I can't give you any more information. I just don't have the footage for it because nobody does it slow anymore.
Poor guy.
Next one is the Vampire Arena. I don't know what it's called.
What do you 3, 2, 1. No pain.
She's so
No
wild.
gain.
The Vampire's Pen. Okay. This one is actually really easy on the group. It's kind of like your midway rest stop. You know what I mean? Like you've been driving 10 hours on the highway and you finally find that rest stop. You know, you get a bag of peanut M&Ms and you take a nap in your big truck.
Dude, you gave yourself a
There's really nothing going on here. This is actually one of the best places to practice warden portaling at, because you're standing in the middle the entire time and the ads only ever spawn at exit and your left and right. They'll never spawn at entrance ever. So you're going to do a whole lot of warden portaling. Like, I mean, you're going to watch this and it's just me warden portal spamming. There's nothing else going on.
It's dry out here, so true.
So many ads and they all die super fast. Warden portal. Yep, here we go. More warden portals. So these guys, I should tell you everything. I should, because I'm being thorough and I'm being nice to you. Blood Fiends. These guys are completely insignificant. They never matter. They don't do anything important. They are nothing. They are dirt. They are scum. Do not worry about Blood Fiends. They're completely irrelevant. They're going to come in. They're going to look at your team. Probably not even going to do any damage. They don't do anything. A loose Blood Fiend is nothing to worry about. The next guy that you can see is a cold mage. It's actually a really bad angle. You can barely see him. These guys have a little bit more health than a blood fiend for sure. Like they're pretty hefty. But also they're not a very big deal either. All they do is stand there, light attack you with a frost staff, and that's it. Like the cold mages actually don't do anything other than that. Poor guys. Now here's the hard part. We have infusers. If you've ever done Kynes, Aegis, or I think that's probably the only place where they're at. Kynes Aegis has infusers as well in the trash and on final boss Fallgraven. These guys work pretty similar, but a little bit different. There's one key difference that we are going to mention. But so I'll explain it for you. One of these guys at some point is going to start channeling. He's going to start like holding his chest and going ooh ah, and he's gonna throw out some red juice. So he's an infuser. He infuses other enemies. Like every other enemy in the arena is gonna get a damage buff, and they're gonna do more damage to your team, all of them. But that's only if you let them do it. It's bashable. You can crushing shock if you want to. You can bash. You can interrupt.
No.
It's very easy though. In Kynes Aegis, all of the infusers go off all at once, and your whole team has to really quickly grab like multiple interrupts. In BRP, it's one at a time.
It was fucking
So it makes the encounter
like, it was
a million times easier when it's only one at a time.
Okay, yeah, we don't get that.
Here's our next guy, a gargoyle. He is going to do an interesting mechanic where he slams on the ground and summons AoEs under the group's feet. I'm pretty sure, as far as I'm aware, he spawns the AoEs under random people.
No, it was
So like for this one, it was based on me. All you gotta do is walk out of it. If your group stays in those AoEs, they will die like almost immediately. So you're just walking out of them, and then they go away within seconds. So you can just go right back to the center. That's like the only movement that you're going to be doing is just like out of the AoEs, and then as soon as they're gone, straight back to the center.
on heavy while fishing. Water and shit.
I'm going to be so honest
Like,
with you.
drives
There's
them
not
nuts.
really much for me,
Like a
for me to show you.
frenzy as soon as it starts raining.
There's really not much for me to show you. I mean,
But
we could
the
probably
side
skip
effect
this
there is
entire
I get
thing.
rained on, and it's
it says, and I mean, don't use this video to see where ads spawn at. I mean, it's not a very good video for that. I'd recommend like learn the spawns yourself, get it memorized. It's the same thing every time. You know, a Warden Portal, just memorize where they spawn at. Even if you don't get them in, this arena is very easy. It doesn't matter. As long as like you get a couple of them in at least, it's probably good. And you have plenty of time to get them in anyway, so just it doesn't matter.
Some more fish.
Cold mages, they just light attack you with a frost staff. None of the ads here are rough at all, honestly. Yeah, this isn't even worth your time. You're a really good tank. You have no need to watch this.
losing goats. I don't know.
It's literally just me
Exact same
spamming
one
warden
from
portals on ad spawns, and that's it. I mean, don't overcomplicate it. Here's the very last trash wave. We've got 2 gargoyles, and then immediately after is going to be final boss.
He's actually so stupid. And
I think they already did it, but I'll go ahead and rewind it a little bit.
I missed that one.
I just want you to see.
Are you losing goat status? Are you getting old?
I'm not losing.
After
goats
these
now.
guys,
It's
it'll
just
be the
that
2
one guy who's gonna
gargoyles.
come in. I want to know
But
what
that's like
ambition
every
does.
Okay,
time
so
in
as soon as they
Minecraft.
come out, they're
I wanna
supposed to
know what
do
ambition
their
does.
slams,
Come in.
both of them.
There's a different
And
one.
so normally it's just 1 gargoyle and there's 2 circles in the middle. With 2 of them, it's doubled. So now there's going to be 4 AoEs in the center.
The one that wasn't coming
if your group is in there, even you as a tank, if you're in there, you can't block that damage. So standing in those AoEs is a death sentence. You should never be there.
The exact same one. I
But
promise.
like I said, they go away after like seconds. So as soon as they're gone, go back to the center.
Because he does it every time. Yeah.
Lots of this.
He's actually so stupid.
After these guys,
And I don't know why.
Final boss.
I can't figure out
Making
why.
you work for it, but you have to put on
Uh-huh.
a date.
Boss.
we talked about this before. I like to put the ads from the final boss or final trash wave on top of where the boss is going to spawn next. That way my DDs are already ready to go in the spot where they need to be at, prepared.
Oh, Rockin' Tune, delay your ult by 5 seconds.
This boss is a weird one. We'll talk
5,
about it.
4.
So she's a vampire. Lady Minara. She's gonna spawn. You're gonna hold her in the middle.
3.
I'll try to call out
2,
things as they happen.
1.
You see this this timer that I just got on my screen called Swarm in 8 seconds. We'll get to that, but keep that in mind, that swarm timer. And the other thing that you need to keep in mind is her explosive bash, her heavy attack. You could barely see it, and I wish that I could make it slower right here. So her heavy attack is going to make this tiny red circle under my feet. If any of your group members are standing in it, one of mine literally is because he's kind of fucking stupid. They can get one shot by that and die, even though the heavy attack is on you as the tank. If they get hit by it and they're inside of that circle, then they just eat shit. I don't know how the fuck he lived. Actually, dude, he must have had a barrier or something. I don't know what the fuck happened. Dude just stood in it and lived. He's not supposed to be able to do that. It's actually really funny. Okay, so a couple things are happening. I wish I had better information for you, but I don't. I only know the way that I do it. At certain health percentages, she's gonna spawn infusers, and Colossus enemies. The infusers aren't a very big deal. I mean, we've dealt with those during the trash. You just, chain them in and bash them when they need to be bashed, and that's it. Like they don't really do much. They're not too important. But the Colossus, however, is very important.
Amen.
While a Bone Colossus is out on the arena, the main boss, Lady Minara, she cannot actually take any damage. It's very similar to if you've ever done Asylum Sanctorium. When Olms has a protector up, you can't do damage to Olms. Literally nothing at all. You can't do a single thing. It's the same thing here. If a Colossus is up, you can't do any damage to Minara. Thankfully, the Colossus doesn't actually have that much health, so it gets cleaved down super easily. Like you see, he's already within seconds. He's melted and gone. And now we're able to damage the boss again. Now you'll see our swarm timer has hit 0. Here it is. This is the swarm, the big giant bat swarm AoE that just spawned under our feet. If you stand in it, you take a lot of damage. You're supposed to move out, or the entire group is supposed to move out. And even when you have moved out, the bats will continue to do damage to you, just not nearly as much.
You're over all the way up there.
Very deadly AoE. As a tank, it doesn't really matter. You can stand in there if you want to, but truthfully, you probably should bring the boss closer to your DDs. That way they can do damage.
Nice.
We should rewind that a little bit. Swarm 7. Okay, so I don't know the exact health percentages. Maybe an online guide would be better for that, where they actually know like the numbers and stuff. I'm sorry. Maybe we could watch it one more time. At about like 65, we get an infuser spawn. At about 60, we get a bone colossus. Maybe at about 30, we're gonna get another colossus. Yes, it looks like about 35, we get another one. And all they gotta do is just cleave it down. Just cleave down the Colossus and keep doing damage to the boss. The infusers don't really matter.
Barbie.
Be on time.
Like, I mean, if you have the time, you want to make sure that they get chained in and cleave down, or at the very least, make sure that you interrupt them no matter where they're at. The big thing is, if a Colossus is up, debuff it, get it taunted. They die within fucking seconds, and then you're just back to the boss. Big tips I can give you for that: make sure that the boss is heavy. You remember we talked about it. It's a circle focused on the tank, so don't stand on top of your group at any time with her, or else people will die. Taunt the Colossus. That's it. It's really simple. I don't really think that fight's too hard. Next one. We've got the Mess Hall of Misery. This one is quite difficult, just in general for all roles. There's a lot going on. It's pretty much the first 3 arenas, a bunch of different aspects of them combined all into one arena. So we're going to combine everything that we learned about the previous ads and the previous mechanics of each arena and combine it into one. Trying to think. First round is just going to be a bunch of ads, but these are all ads that you know about, that we've already talked about. We saw a spider, a foot soldier, a cleaver. I mean, those are all things that you already know about. You know, that's not a very big deal. A crocodile and 3 mages. So like I said, it's mixing a whole bunch of different aspects from every different arena. In this one in particular, we're getting a crocodile from the second arena. You need to make sure that he's taunted, or else he's going to terrorize the group and possibly kill them with that conal. We've got an infuser that spawned far away. He could be chained in, so you can put a warden portal on him and get him in. Needs to be bashed if he ever does his infuser channel. And then we have 2 incinerators, the mages from the very first arena. Now, we talked about this. You can't chain them in. The only way to get incinerators to come in towards you is by taunting them and then running far away so that they follow you. Now, we've got one on, we can see it right now across from us, and one behind us. This makes it very difficult to stack them. So what I like to do is I'll stack 1 and then I'll stack 2. I'm sure that there are faster ways of doing it. We've been down this road before. That's just how I got used to doing it. Next thing, in Archer, we're doing the same thing. We can't chain him, so we got to pull him into the center where the DDs are at. Big tip, you can see this netch. There's 2 netches on the outside of the arena. They never come in the middle. It's very similar to the second arena, where as long as you're just never on the outsides, then, I mean, you're never going to get netched, and it's never going to be a problem. So I like to just stay in the center the entire time I'm in this arena. Cool. So the first trash round, it was pretty boring. Nothing happened. This is where it gets really interesting, though. During the next couple trash rounds, the bosses from the first, second, and third arena are going to come back and face us during the trash round. This can make it a little difficult on your team to like figure out when you want to use ultimate abilities, stuff like that. It's going to be a little rough on you as the tank to make sure that the trash is taken care of as well as the boss. I'll try to walk you through it as best I can. This is Battle Mage Anodius's round. The first thing that's going to happen, you're going to get a mage and a bunch of ads, but the mage is the big important part. So what I'm going to do is, I probably placed warden portals already. Yeah, I've already done it. You can, I mean, you have like 15 seconds to get them pre-buffed, so plenty of time. So I got them pre-buffed on the ad spawns, and then the mage I'm going to taunt, and I'm going to drag it to the center. And then next, I'm worried about taunting a cleaver. Looks like I've already done it, actually. Never fucking mind. I'm taunting a cleaver and I'm chaining in a bunch of little archers and foot soldiers. And I've also grabbed a dread knight. So the only things that I've taunted so far though are the cleaver, the dread knight, and the incinerator. All these other guys, the archers and the foot soldiers, yeah, just chain them in. They're not a very big deal. But at a certain point, once you have killed enough of these ads, the main boss will come in. So right now, we've killed enough of the ads to where the main boss is going to spawn in the center of the arena. And along with her, we're going to get 2 incinerators that spawn on the left and right sides of the arena. So to count all of it, you've got the main boss, a cleaver, a dread knight, maybe an archer or 2. I see a foot soldier, 2 incinerators. So much. Like this is one of the hardest parts of the fight for you as a tank, and it's also one of the easiest parts to fuck up. So you have to really lock in here. Big thing that I can tell you, get as many of the archers and the foot soldiers chained in before the boss spawns as possible. You're gonna have to memorize where they spawn at. I'll show you a little run through one more time. I'll just let you watch. Because this is a very important part, and it's best that you do this correctly instead of fucking something up. So I'll let you see it. You can see where I place all of my warden portals at. 1, 2, 3. I placed 3 so far. I grab my mage, I pull her in. On the way, I taunt a cleaver. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 more little ads spawn. I grab my dread knight. I definitely make sure that the cleaver and the dread knight have been taunted at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and rewind it just a tiny bit. Cleaver and the dread knight are the 2 most important things. The archers and the foot soldiers, just chain them in when you get the time, when you get the free time. Now, in my group, what we like to do is we would stand in the center where the boss spawns, and everybody drops an ulti. Now, the cool thing about when these bosses come out to face you once again, you don't have to kill them. You don't have to get them down to 0. From what I remember, I'm pretty sure you only have to get them to like 65% health, which is like nothing. That's it's literally like a couple million health at most. It's not much. With everybody dropping an ulti and support ultis going at the same time, they die within seconds. Not very hard. The 2 incinerators though, that's probably the hardest part. Holding the boss, a cleaver, and a dread knight is not too difficult. Even holding the incinerators too isn't too difficult. But like we talked about before, these guys cannot be chained in, and they have a channel interrupt thing where they shoot fireballs at the group, and so they need to be interrupted super quick or killed before they can do it. But guess what? The group can't split up and kill them. The group has to focus the boss in the center. So what I like to do, what I prefer, is I pull out Crushing Shock and I just interrupt them from where I'm standing if they channel. So you see the left one channeled, and so I press Crushing Shock, bam, he's taken care of. Easy. As long as they're not channeling, the incinerators are not a threat. They don't do much. They just light attack you with an Inferno Staff, and you're a big guy, you can take that. You can handle that. And then, like I said before, the boss got to like 60% and she teleported away. That's not a lot. She like barely took any damage and then disappeared. So if you can just get her pushed super quick, you know, then she goes away and the fight becomes infinitely easier. Your DDs should also be cleaving the Dread Knight and the Cleaver. Those guys should be dead by the time she leaves. Which leaves you with just 2 incinerators, and that's easy. You can deal with that now. You don't have any other distractions. Now, it seemed like a lot, And when I'm doing it, I know I get a little sweaty, like I have to lock in. It's really not too bad if you're prepared for everything that's coming to you and you're doing everything the way that you're supposed to do it, right? Hold the boss in the center. Make sure the Dread Knight and the Cleaver are taunted. If you want to do it the way that I told you to do it, slot Crushing Shock. Make sure that the mages get interrupted as soon as possible. Other than that, I mean, there's nothing really for you to do. It's just, you can't let it overwhelm you. You have to be prepared. Next trash round, we're getting a bunch of animals. This is the second arena boss coming out during this round. Okay, so we got an archer. He spawned first, and then now we have a Hajmoda and 4 spiders. This is in my opinion, I think this is another like pretty difficult part of the fight. The spiders, we talked about this before. The spiders are not a big deal. They kind of just hang out, chain them whenever you get the opportunity. They're very low priority. The Hajmoda is the killer. The Hajmoda is what causes Unchained resets.
Get ready for Shockwave.
So in this poll, I've done it differently so many times. Like it really just depends. In this poll, I just pulled him straight to group and said, okay, guys, if Shockwave goes off, roll dodge.
Here it is.
And they roll dodge, and it's not that big of a deal. I mean, if your group can roll dodge Shockwave, then Hajmodas are actually pretty harmless. If you have a little bit of a dum-dum group, like a little bit of a dum-dum group, you know what I mean? Like your group doesn't know how to roll dodge things. Good idea would be to grab the Hajmoda and then turn it around. Make sure that the Shockwave is not facing the group.
Get ready for Shockwave.
That would make things a hell of a lot easier on your group. You could also tell them to get behind the Hajmoda as well. But yeah, pretty much he's a killer, dude. He's really rough. If your team is stupid, turn it around. If they're not stupid, keep it in group. Do whatever you want. But no, he definitely can cause some resets. After he dies, we're getting the main boss. And this one's actually a lot easier than the first one, Battle Mage and Odious. With this guy, I mean, he just kind of stands there and nothing happens. And like I said before, you only have to push him to like 65, something like that. 60 seemed to be when he disappeared at. And then you're left with 2 crocodiles, and that's it. Yeah, I mean, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything there. That probably wasn't even worth dropping an ulti for. But who knows? Okay, so now we get the vampire round. And we talked about this before, dude. None of the vampire ads are that scary. It's literally just, can you get the infusers interrupted? And then can you walk out of gargoyles? That's it. I mean, there's nothing to it.
Receiving our ult on this boss, it'll spawn after the gargoyle, spawning out.
So we got Lady Minara from the 3rd arena. And same thing, her heavy attack did a little circle. I'll go ahead and we'll watch that back.
Our ult on this boss, it'll spawn after the gargoyle, spawning out.
Never stand on top of your group while Minara is out.
Get pre-buffed.
Here she's heavy attacking. I mean, you couldn't even see it barely, but
Just
yeah.
remember to get souls in.
Your group should never be on top of you during this. Make sure ads get chained in. It's really easy. That one was really easy. That's probably the easiest boss fight we've done so far. It took like 5 seconds. Now, this is probably one of the hardest parts of the entire run. Coming up, it's the final boss of the 4th arena. You get to fight all 3 of the previous arena's bosses in one continuous boss fight. One single boss fight. Very first thing that's gonna pop up is Battle Mage and Odious. And now I'll tell you this, this is like the 15th time I've mentioned this, but there are a billion ways to do this fight. This is just the way that I like to do it. Your team can figure it out however you want. But what I like to do is, I know that Battle Mage Enodius spawns over there, and normally we like to pre-buff where the boss spawns. But in this case, it's different. I like to pre-buff where the second boss spawns. Okay, so I'm gonna taunt Battle Mage Enodius and drag her to where the next boss is gonna spawn at. And you'll see why here in a second. I'm having my DDs and my supports hold ultis until the next boss spawns. So right now he's spawning. They can drop an ulti
And then split up for
and
years.
nuke both of them at the exact same time. I think that it works out a lot better that way, instead of killing one on one side and then moving to the next one. I mean, this guy, he's the most important one. Tames the Beast. It's the guy from the second arena that I refuse to tell you anything about, like his mechanics and everything. I mean, it's the exact same thing. I mean, if you don't kill him fast, then you're probably gonna have a death on this arena. If he moves, your damage is too low, and you just needed to kill him faster. Your ultis should definitely, like, in my opinion, man, this is how we did it. We saved ultis for when he spawned, and we dropped them on him and killed him before he could teleport away. As soon as he's dead, all of his big giant animals go away. All the spiders, all the Wamasu Hashimoto's, they all disappear and go away. So the faster you kill him, the better off you're gonna be. Now, I don't even know if you caught it, or like if you missed it. Everything got super hectic there. So when one boss gets low, the next one spawns. Right? We found that out with Battle Mage Enodius going into Tames the Beast. After Tames the Beast is going to be Lady Minara from the third arena. So when Tames the Beast gets low, right around now, so right now, we're getting the next boss, Lady Minara. He got to like 35%, and then she spawned. She spawns in the center. So she needs to be taunted. And it doesn't even matter that you're holding the rest of the stuff. If she's not taunted, she's going to go into group and just heavy attack somebody, and they're going to die. So definitely, as the new boss is spawning, make sure that you do grab it on time. And then you can see here, like, he died. As soon as he died, like the Hashimoto disappeared, everything disappeared. And once he's dead, we're just left with Lady Minara. And we've learned before, she's fucking easy. She doesn't do anything. She just stands here. Bat swarm? Who cares, dude? Just step out of it. Like, you're good. She doesn't do anything. She doesn't do anything. The hardest part of that arena, honestly, is just getting the damage out. Getting making sure that Tames the Beast dies before he teleports away. And I mean, I wish I had the footage to show you what happens, but all hell breaks loose. The Hashimoto starts doing enraged shockwaves. The Wamasu starts spitting out fucking lightning AoEs. You get a bug bomb. You don't even know what a bug bomb is, but you get it, and it kills people. Like, it's such a headache, and you should just do more damage. Like, if you just kill Tames the Beast super fast, then you don't have to worry about anything at all.
Nice.
And I know how, I mean, that's really not helpful, and I'm sorry, but
Rockington-
have some higher standards,
wait,
Mr.
we did
Maintain.
this with Dino before, weren't we? Dino and Dutch.
Next one.
Yeah, it was actually.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
What would make you?
Okay, so finally, after an hour and 19 minutes, we have made it to the very final arena of Blackrose. And unfortunately, this is probably the longest and the hardest one. It sucks. Like, you are in for a fucking headache on this one. Every other arena feels fine. I don't feel like I'm dying too often. I don't feel like my resources are getting drained that much. But for some reason, when I get into this arena, I start having stand problems. I start calling out for an orb more often. My health bar does some scary little movements, and it's really just because the arena's hard. I mean, you're holding ads and they're gonna probably be up for a long time. Lots of things are going on that make this arena slower than the other ones, and it's gonna be pretty rough on you. So take that into consideration when you're making your build, when you're thinking about how you're gonna set up for this. This is gonna be the hardest one.
Comfortable Rocketune right and I take exit, or what do you want?
Exit's
we're
fine. It
good.
doesn't really matter to me.
Okay.
3, 2. They're talking about ghost phase. Now, okay, so I'll mention it later. Never mind. So, first thing that I want to tell you, this is a good angle. This arena, it's shaped quite differently than all of the other ones. It's quite a bit smaller, from what I can tell, and it's shaped different. I don't know. But the way that it works, there are 3 trash waves per round, and they're gonna spawn in a sort of triangle. And I know that doesn't make any sense, but I'm gonna try to reinforce that into your head as we go.
All set. We're here to make Boo Reds feel comfy.
So this is the beginning of the triangle. We're starting here for the trash every time.
Rocketune can adapt.
I should tell you about the ads. Yes, these are new ads. You haven't seen these before. Everything in this arena is new to you. It's actually a couple things I should bring up. Shit. So we see little phantom ghost guys. They're not enemies. You can't kill them. You can't do anything to get rid of them. They just kind of float around the arena in a circle. They have their own mechanic where if you touch them, then you've collected the ghost soul, and it's kind of a bad thing. It's like in if you've ever done Maelstrom Arena, on the very final arena for there, you can walk into the ghost guys and get power-ups or something. I can't even, I don't even remember. And this one, it's bad. You don't want to step into the ghosts. If you get too many of them, you have to do like a cleanse thing. I don't have the footage of that. But I mean, you can see the cleanse pad over off to the corner, the big glowy light thing. If you run into too many ghosts, your screen's gonna turn blue. You've got ghost infection or something, and you just have to walk into that pad. But you'd rather not do that. Like, that's like, as the tank, especially if you're running into a shit ton of ghosts and you have to go cleanse, you run the risk of so many things going wrong while you're going to cleanse. Like, the ads might like fucking start swinging at the group, you know, whatever. Avoid ghosts. And I know it's going to be a little hard to do that sometimes. You'll see, like, it's hard arena. The trash here is pretty hard. But so that's the ghosts. Don't touch them under any circumstances. Not your job. First thing, a resurrected prisoner. These are your standard melee ad. They've got a greatsword, 2-handed greatsword. They're gonna follow you. Like, they're not ranged at all. They're melee. They're gonna come in. You taunt them. You can see right now. He's actually doing a giant cone. Just don't aim it at the group, and that's simple. They do a couple other things, and I'll try to bring them up when I see them. But the conal that you see under my feet right now is from the resurrected prisoner. It will one-shot a DD or a healer. So aim that away from group. Never face a prisoner directly at group. Your group, by the way, should be standing in the middle of the arena probably the entire time. There's not really a reason for them to move out of the center. There's no ghosts floating around the center, and none of the ads spawn in the center, so there's really no reason for them to move. So if you're not aiming the prisoner in the center, then you're probably pretty good. The next one is a reanimated convict. These guys are your mages, and they don't hurt at all. Like, their light attacks don't hurt. You don't have to taunt them at all. But they do summon these big giant AoEs that will target a random player in the room. You can bash them out of it and they just won't do anything, and it makes them really useless. But if they do get that off, like I'm sure you'll see this one get his off.
Watch out for this.
Okay, cool. That's something that we need to talk about. Go ahead and watch the resurrected prisoner, the one standing right next to us.
Loose.
Okay, right now, he's doing a channel. You can barely tell. He's summoning his shock aura. He's aura farming.
Watch out for this.
So I interrupted it. You can interrupt it. It's a channeled skill. If you let him get it off, anybody in that circle next to him gets one shot. Or not you, but like the DDs and the healers are going to get one shot if they finish the shock aura. You can bash it. That's what I like to do. Since they're going to be next to me anyway, I just keep them interrupted. Because if you let them continue their channel, you run the risk of some fucking idiot just running into it and dying. So, I don't know. Keep them taunted, interrupt them when they channel, aim their cleave away from group. That's really all you need to know about resurrected prisoners. Now the convicts, I would love to see him get the channel off, but I probably just bash. Yeah, you could barely see it. Go ahead and watch the reanimated convict. Not this one, the next one that I chain in. The one far away. He's gonna get chained in by my warden portal. And then watch him do this little thing. It's gonna say void somewhere on my screen. Bam, right there. He just raised his staff into the air. Purple glowy stuff around him. And you got like 2 seconds to bash. So if you bash him, he doesn't do anything at all. And that's exactly what I did. I mean, that didn't seem that hard. I had 2 melee guys and 2 mages. And I bashed them out of everything that they did. And nobody did anything. You're not always going to be able to do that, though. Like, bash as much as possible. Get them interrupted as much as possible. Chained in, whatever you need to do. But, like, yeah, we'll see examples later. This is your next enemy. Actually, next 2 enemies that you're going to see. Soul of Void. It's a big, giant red ghost. I mean, they don't really do much. Not much at all, really. Keep them taunted. They are pretty powerful. They can like rough up the group a little bit, but they don't really do much. They don't have any AoEs that you need to aim away from group. They don't have any cleave or anything like that. You just need to make sure that they're taunted. They also can't be chained in. The next thing is the Totem of Stone. You're gonna, if you have what Blackrose Prison Helper, if you have that add-on, you're gonna get this big giant thing that says Totem of Stone. They're gonna pop up in a fast group. You're probably only gonna get 1 totem per trash wave, and so I hate to bring up examples of other raids. If you've done Kind's Aegis, a Totem of Stone in this raid is pretty much the equivalent to a Gargoyle Totem in Kind's Aegis. It's going to pop up far away. It's going to shoot rocks at you. And the rocks are going to knock you down if you take it unblocked. So as a DD, taking that, it's going to knock you out of your beam or whatever skill you're doing. You're going to fall over on the floor and you're probably going to be at risk of dying. So getting that killed as fast as possible is probably your best bet. I like to Ellie sus them every time they pop up. That way they get Major Breach, Minor Vuln, Minor Brittle. They get loaded up with a debuff quick enough for them to just nuke it. Yeah. And I don't know if you've noticed, we've been talking about it. All right, sorry, I mentioned it like one time. We're moving in a triangle pattern. I'm gonna go ahead and replay it for you after we finish this.
I'm not taunting those.
But I'll show you the triangle. This guy, a vengeful revenant. He's a big giant lich king something. He's not too bad. He's really not too bad. He's got a couple mechanics, two of them that I can think of off the bat. The first one is defiling eruption. So you see this circle with a little rune that you can barely see under it. You have to go stand in that as the tank.
Shit.
That was a mage? Oh, I thought it was a two-handed.
Here, so right now, well, okay, you didn't even get to see it. I'll show you later. But you want to stand in those circles, because if you don't, it starts shooting magic projectiles at the group, and that's bad. The group can't really handle that. They're just gonna eat shit and die if they take those. So you standing on that circle means that all of those little ticks are gonna go to you instead, and so you're just protecting the group from those. He does something else too, but we didn't even get to see it, so I'll just show you later when he does it. But I am going to rewind and show you the triangle that I was talking about. So here is
We're here
angle number 1 of the triangle.
Feel comfy.
Spot number 1,
Rock'n'Tune can adapt.
like where I'm at right now. Draw a pin in your mind. This is one part of the triangle.
Watch out for this two-hander.
And then after these guys die, we're gonna rotate to entrance. We're
Yeah,
drawing a
especially just
line.
'cause I'm stupid.
Bam. We've drawn from point A to point B.
Stupid.
And then after this, we're going to draw our final line of the triangle. Gotta wait for these guys to die first. And then we're drawing from line B to C. Bam. We finished the triangle. Or, well, I guess we haven't finished yet. Kill this guy, and then we get to reset the triangle.
You think I'm talking that shit?
That was a mage? Oh, I thought it was a two-hander.
Okay, now we're finishing the triangle, starting at the beginning. Bam. We have drawn a triangle. And I know that that makes no sense, and it's really arbitrary and stupid, and I sound like a fucking weirdo on crack. But a very good way to do this trash is to adhere to the triangle. It's always going to start where I'm at right now first, and then you move to entrance, and then you move to the other side. Same thing every time.
For me,
I
too.
find that it really helps
Yeah.
out.
And then they go elsewhere, which is stupid.
The big red ghost, just taunt him. 2 melee prisoners, just taunt him. Keep them away from the group. You can see they both start channeling, and I bash because I'm the goat. Thanks. Next part of the triangle.
Soon.
Another lich. See, maybe we're gonna get to actually see his mechanic this time.
At entrance.
Hopefully.
Just came through.
Okay, defiling eruption. Do we even get to see it, or is he just gonna die? No, never mind. Okay, all right, we're not even gonna get to see it. Whatever. Next part of the triangle. This sucks. We're too good for educational purposes. I can't even show you what I want to show you.
What a bitch.
We're bashing to make sure that they don't do any mechanics. Pretty much your job as a tank throughout the entire raid is to limit the amount of things that can kill your teammates. So if that means bashing and interrupting as many things as possible so that no mechanics even happen, that's preferred. I mean, it's a rude way of thinking about it, but you have to think of your teammates as being stupid. Okay? They might be stupid. I don't know who you run with. My teammates are actually pretty good. In this run, Rock'n'Tune and Boo-Rads, they're pretty good players. They're not dumb. They know what's going on. They have awareness. But I'm going to treat them like they're fucking idiots, okay? I don't trust them to walk out of an AoE. I don't trust them to bash ads for me. I don't trust them to do anything on their own. They need to have their hands held. That's how you need to think as a tank. You're doing everything possible that you can do to help your teammates not die, right? So just bash everything that you can.
Put him at
Debuff totems, get them killed quick. You know what I mean? Like like be proactive and help your team out. It's not just about you living. It's not just about you doing your job. If you want to be a better tank, you have to take these things into consideration. And, you know, like I said, help them avoid death. Do what you can to make things easier on them because they're stupid. Not that they are, but you have to think that way. Okay, cool. We might actually get to see it this time. So I'm going to stand in the AoE, and it's going to start firing a bunch of missiles at me.
How
If I wasn't standing here, these missiles would just be shooting at group.
rude.
Ignore totem.
Now that's not that bad of a mechanic, but when a lot of things are going on, there's a bunch of ads and maybe a totem up and stuff like that, it might get a little rough. You might lose the AoE. You might not see where it's at. You might step out of it on accident. I mean, there might be a ghost coming and you're like, oh no, a ghost is coming. I need to walk out so I don't hit the ghost. It's really not that bad. Just stand in it, plant, hold position, soldier. It's not too bad. If you step off of it, your group kind of just gets pelted and it gets a little unsafe. Now, the other thing, I don't think he did it. I'm waiting for him to do a specific mechanic. And this entire time, he just hasn't done it. So, yeah, I don't think he does it here anyway, so I'm gonna have to wait.
How rude.
That is unfortunate.
Ignore totem.
Back to the beginning of the triangle.
Last trash round.
This is your very last trash round. Whole bunch of stuff going on. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ads at the very beginning. 2 mages, 2 melee. Priority. Get the red guy taunted first. The red soul of void. Like just in general. So I'm taunting the big red guy in the middle first. And then my next priority is taunting the prisoners, making sure that they're not cleaving the group. And then I worry about the mages last. The mages can wait. The prisoners and the red guy cannot. And then I'm standing on my side. Do you see how me and the group are split right now? I'm standing on one side and they're standing in the middle, aiming at wherever I'm at. The triangle method actually works wonders here because they're able to stand in the very center of the triangle and they can aim at any of the 3 corners and not move their bodies. Only the tank is doing the movement. And I think that that's very beneficial for both the tank and the group. They get a very easy time. And I mean, it's not a very big deal for me to move. I mean, who cares? Two melees and 2 red guys. I mean, you just taunt all 4 of them. They're all gonna walk to you, so don't even worry about chaining. And then you see, I'm bashing
Hit a ghost.
and making sure that those shock auras don't go off. It's a very bad thing if they do. There's so many of them, so they're gonna happen quite often. We just had like 4 shock auras casted within like less than 10 seconds. You got to be really on top of that. Like if they're near you, bash. If you want to tell DDs to bash, tell them to bash. Doesn't matter. They need to be bashed. They're very dangerous, incredibly dangerous. Okay, so hoping to God that we actually get to see the mechanic, the other mechanic this guy does. This is actually a very scary portion of the fight. A lich, a melee guy, a mage, another melee guy and a mage. There's lots of things. Let's talk about priority. The mages, the convicts, the reanimated convicts, save those guys for last. They're scary, but they're not too scary. We're more worried about the prisoners more than anything. So you're taunting the lich first, and then your prisoners, and then you're standing away from the group. So like, for example, if we're at the end of the triangle, you're gonna put the ads in between you and the group. Triangle method goated, I'm telling you. You see, I haven't even grabbed the convicts yet. I haven't even attempted to chain them yet. I've been making sure that everything else is getting done that I need to do, and then I can worry about them. They're really not that big of a deal.
Ignore totem.
You can definitely save those guys for last. The prisoners are definitely like your top priority. Those guys are scary.
You can.
We are finally here at the very last boss. Took us an hour and 40 minutes. My fucking goodness. We're gonna have like a 2-hour long Unchained video. I'm sorry. I mean, you think it feels bad for you. I've been sitting here for an hour and 40 minutes unscripted talking to myself. So which one of us is really having it worse, you or me? Boss is gonna spawn in the middle, at the very middle of the triangle. This is a good thing for both you and the group. It limits the group and yourself touching ghosts. Like you can see, all of the ghosts are just they're gonna just spin around where the boss spawns at, but they're not actually gonna be at the boss. So you're pretty comfortable standing in the middle. Actually, there's nothing going on. I should rewind it though. One of the big funny quirks about the boss is that his cleave, I want to try and see if I can get a good frame of it. Yeah, I stopped it a little too early, but do you see how wide the fucking cleave is? It's like the entire like 180 degrees in front of him is just bad area. That's his main attack. Like he's gonna do that a whole bunch of times throughout the fight, and aiming it towards group, I sometimes it one-shots people, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, I don't really think it's too scary, but definitely not something that you want to aim at group all the time. Like, ideally, just never aim it at the group. Here's another thing. He can summon voids. Same thing as the reanimated convicts in Trash, where he raises up his sword and the purple stuff starts swirling around him, but you can bash that. If you bash him, then he just doesn't do anything and he stands there like an idiot. So no reason not to bash, honestly.
Big damage.
You are gonna get totems during the fight, just the same as you would in Trash. So like the first thing I did as soon as the totem spawned, I turned, I Ellie sussed it, and now I'm just back to boss. And the DDs can go deal with it.
You can fake carver from the boss.
Another void, we just bash. Very easy.
Damage on the boss.
Now here, okay, so we we just got like 2 things in a row. So first thing that we're gonna talk about, the shadow proxies. He's gonna spawn 2 of them, and they're literally just him with a lot less health and a lot less damage on their attacks. They don't really do much. Like from memory, I feel like I don't even taunt these guys. I don't even debuff them. Like they don't really matter. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've just never really had to deal with them. So I don't know. Next thing though, let's go ahead and I'm gonna rewind it just a tiny bit so you can see. The boss is gonna choose people to jump to.
Big damage on the
So right here it says jump on you, which is me. He's jumping up in the air, and focused on me is a big AoE. He's gonna come crashing down on that circle. If a DD or a healer is inside that circle, they will probably get one shot. You can stand in it all day long and it's not gonna kill you. You're fine. You shouldn't though. I mean, because like, why would you want to? You know what I mean? But no, it's DDs need to stay out of it, and I mean that's it. It's literally like a big giant red circle. Walk out of it, you're good. Now this phase, it's called Spirit Ignition. There's a lot of things I could tell you about it. I'll probably tell you a couple. I think in this video, I don't actually participate because you don't have to. So Spirit Ignition is like the big main mechanic of the boss fight, the big gimmick. And I've actually done quite a few Unchains where the tank just doesn't even participate. I don't know that that's standard. I don't know what the standard procedure is, but I know, like, for a lot of Unchained clears that I have, I never participated in Spirit Ignition. Everybody else goes around and does the mechanic, and you would just stand around until it's done, and then that's it. In more recent Unchains, like, I've gotten probably like another 3 after recording this video. We've actually transitioned to where me as the tank, I will do ghost phase, and that will allow a DD to not participate, and then they can just continue pushing the boss. I mean, get more damage. So I will explain it just so that you can get an idea of what it's about, what you may or may not need to do. You might not even need to do it, depending on who you're doing it with, what your group needs you to do. I don't know what's standard. But at least in this video, I'll tell you what I did in here. If you're not gonna participate in Ghost Phase, what you need to do is take the main guy, Drakey the Unchained, and drag him away from the center. Now we're doing this for a very important specific reason, which you're about to see here in probably just 5 to 10 seconds.
Keep damaging boss. I'm
Not
gonna
this.
back to middle.
Put him entrance.
Okay, so he's finished with Spirit Ignition. He's finished with the Ghost Phase. Now, why did I drag him off
Sorry, at exit.
in the middle of nowhere? Why did I do that? Because of this. He drops a negate bubble wherever he was standing during Ghost Phase. So, like, at the end of Ghost Phase, he was standing off in the corner, and so he's going to drop the negate bubble. And now I bring him back to the center. Now, the reason why that's important, why did I do that even in the first place? A negate bubble is really bad because it can make it so that you can't cast any magicka abilities. And I'm not actually sure. It might affect stam ones too, but I know for a fact normal negates will not let you cast any mag abilities. As well as any mag abilities that have been casted. Let's say you casted a blockade in the negate circle, your blockade will go away. It'll disappear. The negate circle will negate it. It'll take it away. That's very bad for damage. That's like your minor breach, your crusher, from your blockade. If DDs are using staff for some reason, then their blockade damage goes away entirely. I don't know about stam abilities. I've never played around and tested it. What I've always done though is just take him to a corner, let him do the negate circle there, and then drag him back to center so that the DDs can keep doing damage. That's it. That's the entire boss fight. There is nothing else for me to tell you about this boss. I will, however, tell you, I'll explain Ghost Phase to you. That way you can get a good idea of, like, if you need to participate, what you're supposed to do. I'm going to show you the rest of the fight. Just to be nice to you. Avoid you bash. Honestly, the trash is harder than the boss. Circle, get out of it. Easy. And you have plenty of time to get out of that as well as a DD. And they just killed the boss. I mean, did anything fucking happen? Did anything happen? This is probably like one of the easiest bosses in the entire raid, and it's the final boss. It's so free. So let's go ahead and go back and take a look at Spirit Ignition, and I'll tell you what happens.
Big damage on the boss.
I wonder if I even have any good angles of it though, honestly. Because I did immediately like look to the corner. Okay, so he starts Spirit Ignition. He throws out a bunch of souls, and they're gonna go and create ghosts. Okay, so this is a really bad angle, and I'm sorry, I apologize. You might have to look up a different video to look up Ghost Phase. he summons these ghosts, right? Now the ghost in front of me and the ghost off to the side with the yellow circle, they look identical, but they're not. You can see in the top left corner of my screen, well, here in a minute, it says Spirit Ignition, and then it'll say 6.
That's a real jump. That's from him.
Soon, I promise. Okay, here it is. Spirit Ignition 6. He summoned 6 ghosts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can count them. It looks like 5 to me, but I swear to God, there's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's totally 6. They're gonna have yellow circles under their feet, and your group needs to collect them. The way you collect them is by walking your character directly into the ghost. I don't do this in the video because I'm not participating. You only want 3 people to do it, not 4. But let's say you are. Like, I would just walk into this ghost, like to where my character is directly touching the ghost, and then I've collected him, right? Now, we mentioned this before. Once you've collected all these ghosts, see, my group, they walked into all 6 of them. Once you've collected them, oh, this is actually a really good angle. Hold on, this is a very good angle. Watch this guy on the right side, okay? He shows you exactly what you need to do. I've got my cursor like circling him right now. He's walking into a ghost. He's gonna walk into this last ghost. Okay, and then once he's done that, all you gotta do is walk into this cleanse pad.
You're good. Come mid.
See, he just stepped into it and he's all good. That's it. So there are 3 cleanse pads around the arena. Let me see if I can rewind 10 seconds and get a good look. There's 1, 2 at entrance on your left and your right. Sorry, I don't know what just happened. The 1, 2, and then there's that last one at exit. So all 3 people participating in ghost phase, all they need to do is grab like 2 ghosts with the yellow circles, go cleanse at your pad, and then finish off boss.
Don't hit any ghosts.
If you need to rewatch this video, I mean, you know, I did get a pretty good angle of all you need to do. So I'm actually really glad that I was able to capture that. It was very helpful.
I gave everybody a barrier.
But yeah, I mean, in a lot of groups, if you're tanking, you're probably not going to participate in ghost phase anyway. So
New best score,
That's my
baby.
new best
if no
score.
ghost phase, it's actually really like free and easy. But the only reason I've been doing ghost phase is so that we can have a DD just continue pushing on the boss instead of having to run around and go get ghosts. That's the only reason. That's all. I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. We're 1 minute and 53. No, sorry. We're 1 hour and 53 minutes into the video. That was a lot of talking. I talked for almost 2 hours straight, unscripted, and I know I rambled probably quite a bit. I'm rambling right now. Thanks for spending time with me. Even if it's just, you know, you're only watching one arena at a time, if you know, doing it on your break at work. Thanks for listening to me talk. I've had a lot of fun doing BRP in the past month, and I really just wanted to share some stuff with you guys. I would love it if we could get a bunch of new tanks to learn Unchained. That way I don't have to do it all the time. I haven't DD'd Unchained in probably, I want to say 4 years. I've just been stuck on the tank because I'm decent at it and I can get Unchained that way. So I hope this video helps. If you have any questions about anything, you know, comment it or DM me if you have my Discord. Thanks for watching. Sorry it was such a long video. I mean, fuck. Definitely took a while. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.